Hey, Matthew, Chapter 19 of Wishtree. Long after midnight, Samare came to visit me. She wore a blue robe. Her dark curly hair was pulled back in a loose ponytail. Her eyes held moonlight in them. Her eyes held moonlight in them. She sat at the base of my trunk on her blanket. She didn't look at the carved word or the splinter of moon or the blue and green houses. She just sat quietly and waited. It always took a while, but it always happened. One by one, the babies ventured out to see her. Harold was the first, flapping awkwardly down to the ground. The raccoon babies, you, and you, were next. Raccoon mother are notoriously forgetful, so they don't bother with traditional names. The possums, the skunks, they all came. Samare sat perfectly still. The babies circled her. Together they sat in the shimmer of moonlight and listened to my leaves rustle. Look at the raccoons. I think those are raccoons. Yeah, those are all the mama raccoon and the little baby raccoons. They're gray with the black and white, kind of black and light tail. Together they sat in shimmer of moonlight and listened to my leaves rustle. Bongo settled on Samare's shoulder. "Hello," she said in her crow version of Samare's voice. "Hello," Samare said, echoing the echo. Bongo squawked and Samare jumped a bit. Even Bongo's quietest call is a bit on the harsh side. Bongo flew up to my smallest hollow and poked her head inside. Her tail feathers still visible, with something shiny in her beak. She returned to the ground in front of Samare. Gently, she placed a tiny silver key attached to a long, faded red ribbon in Samare's open hand. "It's beautiful," Samare whispered. "Thank you." Bongo bent forward, wings spread in a sort of bow. It was, in crow circles, a sign of great affection. "I'd seen that key before," Bongo said. Bongo had inherited it from her mother. Crows live in extended families, and they pass information across generations. It didn't surprise me that Bongo still had the key, or that she decided to give it to Samare. In the sweet calm, surrounded by everything I loved, moonlight, air, grass, animals, earth, people, I wondered with a pang how much longer I would be able to savor such moments. I wondered too if I'd done enough for the world. I loved it. It was something I'd asked myself before, but impending death has a way of focusing your attention. Sure, I'd provide plenty of shade, made oceans of oxygen for people to breathe, been a home to an endless parade of animals and insects. I'd done my job. A tree is, after all, just a tree. Like I told Bongo, we grow as we must grow, as our seeds decide long ago. And yet, 216 rings, 864 seasons, and still something was missing. My life had been so safe. Upstairs, a curtain in the greenhouse moved. Behind it, Stefan was just visible, watching us. I knew what he was thinking. One of the advantages of being a good listener is that you learn a great deal about how the world works. And Stefan's eyes, and the way he looked at Samare, Samir that afternoon. I saw something I'd seen many times before. A wish. That was chapter 19 of Wishtree. So we'll continue back. In a couple of days, we'll go to chapter 20 of Wishtree. So thank you for listening. So that was chapter 18 and 19 of Wishtree. Good job, Matthew. You're listening. You're doing a good job, Papa. Take care, Matthew. Have a good week. Remember, Jesus loves you and Daddy loves you. And Jesus is in your heart. Heart. Bye, Matthew.